Hey everyone, in this video we're going to show you how we fit this Thunder Nova 35 through this front door.
Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and take you through dismantling of the Thunder Laser Nova 35. The first thing we're going to do is undo the locks on this pass-through door. It doesn't come out right away because there are screws on the opposite side, and Thunder is very nice in providing you all the materials that you need, so you're going to go ahead and take out the appropriate Allen wrench and undo all the screws. There's just two on this front door on either side, so you're going to go ahead and put those to the side. Now, one thing I will say, if you've ever done anything like IKEA, is very, very similar. So unfortunately, this video is going to be a lot of me unscrewing, but it is what it is. We're just dismantling everything, not only to make it lighter, but also to make sure that we could really fit it through the door. The cart that we used had a 600-pound limit, and obviously the machine is over 600 pounds. This is me removing the crumb tray, so I just cut it off. It was holding there, and then we're going to drop this front door so I could go ahead and remove the crumb tray. Don't be stupid like me and just pull it straight out, and then you're going to remove that door as well. It just slides out. So at first I tried to take it through the top, but really it's much smarter just to slide it straight out. So this is really take two, and there is the crumb tray, nice and large. They're going to go ahead and take out these supports. They are steel, so just watch yourself. Don't pinch your fingers or anything. But there's probably about 12 of those, 12 to 15. Then we're just going to tape the lid shut on the front support bar to make sure that lid is not going anywhere when we are in transportation. Nice and secure. All right, so we're going to come over here on the right side of the machine if you're looking at it and open up the doors. I call this the motherboard side. There is a total of 8 screws that you're going to have to undo here. Here I'm obviously pointing out some. But what I would recommend in this whole process, because I did miss some on the other side, was just stick your head in there and look, because some are tucked like literally right next to the door and in the corners. So we're going to go ahead and undo all of these. And I was trying to budget as much as I could, and I was really frustrated because, like, man, I thought I got all the screws. But just make sure you stick your head in there and you get all of them, because if one screw is left in there, this machine is not coming apart. So here I am on what I refer to as the motherboard side, and I'm taking out all the screws. So there's 2 more, like I said, like pretty much right in the corner. You have to really stick your head in there or the camera in there to see. And if you're like me, you tend to just to throw things willy-nilly, but you're going to want to get a bag and put all your pieces in, all the screws and all the washers, so you know where they go. And I actually ended up writing on the bag, like motherboard side, just to make sure that I had all the screws and I know where they are going. So here I am going to take the last couple of screws out on this side. They were a little bit tricky to get to just because they're tucked so far back, but really no problem. And once you got all your screws, you're just going to go ahead and close up this side, and then you're done. So now we're going to move on to the opposite side of the machine. We're going to unlock the doors again just to get in there. And really, it's going to be the same set of 8 screws that we took apart on the opposite side, but there are 3 extra screws holding down this little device here. And what we're going to do is remove those as well, because those are actually bolted down to the frame. So once we pull out these 3 smaller screws, we should be relatively good to go, of course, after you already remove those 8 other screws that were in that side. Once you're done, you're going to close it on up, and now the fun begins. So what I would recommend is, first of all, getting yourself a couple of friends. Luckily, my brother-in-law and my friend Genesis, who is a power lifter, were available. I am locking the wheels here just to make sure the base is not going to move. And then Genesis and I are going to lift up on the long side where the laser tube is, and then push it down onto the cart. The bag of charcoal there is just so the cart's not going to move out of the way. Catherine was filming this, so it took 3 of us. We probably could have used a 4th person, but just for the sake of filming this so you guys could see, we had to use a bag of charcoal to kind of help us out a little bit. Once you get it on the cart, I run the base inside, because obviously we're going to go ahead and put the machine back on the base when it's inside. So there I am running the base in, And then we have it on the cart. Just make sure you're balancing it all the way around. One thing that I do want to say was that since it was on the cart and it is so tall, we did have a harder time getting it through the door. We actually had to use Catherine's help, unfortunately, so we didn't get the action shot of her getting it through the door. We actually pulled it off the cart and slid it in using our front door mat just to wiggle it in, and then we put it right back on the base inside. So yes, it does fit through the door, just took a little bit of finessing, and because the cart was a little bit too tall, we had to take it off the cart with a little bit more assistance, but that is it.
All right, that was a lot of work, but it was worth it, so stay tuned for more information on this thunder.